In 1984, George Orwell taught us that controlling language means controlling thought. One of the party's most powerful tools is the language of division, us versus them, the enemy within citizens versus traitors. Today, we hear echoes of this language in modern politics. Examine how Donald Trump and some of his allies use dividing language that mirrors Orwell's warnings and what it means for truth and democracy. In 1984, the party constantly constructs enemies, external ones for patriotism, internal ones to control dissent. Big Brother is adored, criticism is betrayal. The language of division is explicit. Thought criminals, proles, traitors. Orwell's slogans, war is peace, freedom is slavery, ignorance is strength. Implicit in all of them is that your loyalty versus the other side matters more than truth or evidence. If you are on the other side, you are wrong, evil, or worse, unworthy of basic respect. Let's look at real statements. Donald Trump said, "We have two enemies, outside enemy, and then we have the enemy from within." The enemy from within is more dangerous than China, Russia. He called Nancy Pelosi and Adam Schiff the enemy from within. On Joe Rogan's podcast, Trump described Americans who oppose him as people that are really bad, that want to make this country unsuccessful. He also described Democrats as evil, sick, radical left lunatics, which are loaded labels casting them not as political rivals, but existential threats. J.D. Vance, his running mate, defended this rhetoric, referring to far-left lunatics and internal threats. Charlie Kirk, podcaster and right-wing political activist, said the 2020 election was stolen. It was a sham. It was a fraud. The media is the enemy of the people. They are not journalists. They are activists. The average college professor is a left-wing zealot who hates America and wants to brainwash your children. Each of these uses ambiguous but emotionally charged terms: enemy, within, bad people, to draw sharp lines and raise fear. That's classic us versus them language. How is this Orwellian? Vague but potent, phrases like enemy from within are ambiguous, meaning they can be applied to anyone who disagrees. This allows powerful actors to paint critics, opponents, or dissenters as traitors without clear definition. Fear and threat framing. The internal enemy is used to justify extraordinary measures. We may need the military. We must defend ourselves, even when no specific threat is proven. It echoes 1984's constant surveillance and threat. Loyalty over truth. Once someone is labeled enemy, loyalty to the leader trumps impartial facts. Contradiction is allowed as long as your loyalty isn't questioned. Media and memory control, repetition, and amplification of these claims erode collective memory of what actually happened. In 1984, Winston is forced to rewrite history. Today, truth becomes malleable via alternative facts, misinformation, even denial. What happens when language of division becomes normalized? Polarization deepens. Citizens become communities of side-takers, less willing to consider opposing views, making politics a zero-sum game. Erosion of institutions, courts, media, elections, democratic norms get delegitimized by those termed enemies. If your opponent is evil, rules don't matter. Potential for violence. When enemies are internal, the stage is set for repression. In 1984, dissent leads to torture. Now in 2025, we see military parades to celebrate tyranny. We see threats of using military National Guard being sent to states to intimidate. ICE rounding up and detaining U.S. citizens and perceived enemies of the state. Truth decay. If everyone believes, facts become contested memory, becomes political history, becomes rewritten or ignored. Orwell didn't just warn us. He gave us tools by showing what to notice. Here are steps to resist the language of division. Scrutinize words like enemy, traitor from within. Ask, who are they talking about exactly? Demand specificity. Vague threats should be challenged. If someone says the enemy from within, then ask who, where, and what evidence. Diversify your media. Don't stay in echo chambers that feed you one version. Uphold truth and standards. Fact-checking historical context, opposing viewpoints matter. We don't need Big Brother's media to antagonize with the language of lies, encourage a political culture that does not divide us, but unites us by speaking to truth. Orwell warned, when loyalty overtakes truth, freedom is lost. Add your voice to the dialogue. Tell us if you agree or don't. Think about it. Then drop a comment below. Like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.